You're watching iRacing on the Ghost Fire Media Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Five Flag Speedway here in Pensacola, Florida. As we're bringing you the first race of the round of 18 in the AOLL Sportsman series. I'm Carl Henderson, and I'm going to be covering this race for you today. I think we're going to have a great one. Hopefully, we can avoid some cautions, and let's just jump right into our race info. You know, as I mentioned, you know, this is a short track. We're just under a half mile, and this is the first round of the chase in the Sportsman series. So, curious to see if some guys are going to try something a little, different to try to, advance themselves into the next round. But the other thing to watch out for is cautions here. Short tracks in iRacing tend to bring out the worst in everyone, to be honest. So, hopefully we'll be able to have a good, clean race, but honestly, I would expect some cautions. I wouldn't be surprised to see it. We are looking at 75 laps on a fuel run. So if we do go green flag, this is a 100-lap race, so they will have to pit. But I have a feeling that when cautions come out, they'll be coming in. So let's go ahead and take a look at qualifying. Taking a look here at Justin Anderson finishing his second lap there. Currently sitting on top of the board, and you'll notice up top the some of the drivers have the gold backgrounds, and those are the drivers that are in the chase. A lot of chase drivers currently already out on track, and let's take a look at Adam Wood here. He's about to finish up his lap as well, his second lap. Currently sitting fourth on the board. So Adam Wood, and I'm sorry, I just updated. Adam Wood is in first. Let's take a look at another chase contender here, Brandon Bernhardt. Currently about to finish his second lap, and let's see if he can set a faster time in his current sixth place. And actually just fell back to seventh because his teammate, who is also in the chase due to a win at a dirt course earlier. I think maybe it was Bristol Dirt. I believe it was Bristol Dirt. Currently sitting in second. But not for long. It's changing in a hurry, these short laps. Chris Bassini just finished his second lap and moves up to second. Let's take a look at someone that's going to be on the track for a little while instead of swapping all over the place. We've got Blake Ziti right here. Not a chase driver. Has run really well, though, so we'll see if he can set a good, fast lap time here on his first lap and get himself up near the front. Ooh, having some trouble there on the exit of exit of 4, sorry. And that's going to cause him to currently be qualified last on the board, currently sitting in 18th. So not a great effort so far, but we'll see what he can do here on his second lap as he crosses start-finish. And yeah, still sitting in 19th. Must just be having some trouble with this one. How about Justin Rodden, another driver not currently in the chase. He's currently sitting 9th on the board, about to finish up his second lap. fell back to 12th as a bunch of drivers finished their laps and jumped back up to 9th. And how about Joe Dinsmore, also in the chase and finishing his 2nd lap, and see if he'll improve on his 6th place. Oh, yep, there he goes. 2nd place currently for Joe Dinsmore. So, let's see here. We got Andrew Burgess on the track. How about let's take a look at Burgess here. Currently about to start his first timed lap. All right, we see him here about to exit turn 4 to complete his first lap. And we'll see where that puts him on the board. That puts him 15th on his first lap. Exits turn 2 here and is going down the back stretch. Entering 3 and 4 now. And he exits turn 4, nice and smooth. And will that improve on his time? It does. Andrew Burgess sitting in 12th. So there we go, folks. That is going to wrap up qualifying. And we will get gridded up here in just a second. But the first thing I am going to do is when we get started up here, I am going to try to quickly run through the field of chase drivers. It is a short track, so hopefully we get 2 laps of pace laps, or else I may run out of time. But we'll see what happens, because I want enough time to also go through the entire grid. All right, so they should start gridding up now. Actually, let's just pull up the grid first. We'll take a look at that, and... All right, in first, we have Adam Wood. 2nd, Joe Dinsmore. 3rd, Chris Bassini. And in 4th, Sean Carmody. 5th is Blake Gordon, who is not in the chase, despite his, I think, 11 wins, because he knows he withdrew because he's going to miss some races. Justin Anderson in 6th. Dan Shirley in 7th. 8th is Brian McFerrin. 9th, Justin Rodden. 10th is Derek Schilling. 11th, Timothy St. Jean. 12th, Andrew Burgess. 13th is Teddy Weichel. 14th, Brandon Bernhardt. 15th, Kevin Moeller. 16th, Dan Witt. 17th is Kevin Haas. 18th, Nick Adams. In 19th, we have Ed Springer. And in 20th, William Klingbill. 21st is John Gordon. And in 22nd, Josh Laston. 23rd is Blake Zeedy. And in 24th, David Naughton. 25th, Mike Burgess. 26th, Ross Gage. And in 27th, David DeParis. So, as I mentioned, let's go ahead and see if we can run through the field of chase drivers. And we're going to start here with Mr. Justin Anderson. 6 wins on the season. He'll be starting in first in the standings in the chase. Next up, we have Dan Shirley. 4 wins in the regular season. He's 2nd in the standings for the chase. Chris Bassini had 2 wins on the season and will finish the regular season, or I should say start the chase in the 3rd position in standings. Nick Adams, who had a win at Talladega, is 4th in points. And then after that, we have Brandon Bernhardt with 1 win. And Sean Carmody with 1 win. We have Joe Dinsmore, Adam Wood. Apologies, folks. I have to find people as they're moving around here. Mike Burgess. And Andrew Burgess. And we have Ross Gage. John Gordon. Kevin Haas. Tim St. Jean. William Klingbill. Josh. Oh, sorry, that was Blake Zeedy. Josh Laston. Brian McFerrin. And finally, we have Mr. Ed Springer. All right, well, let's get back up here to our leaders, and we are about to get this race started as the pace car peels off. Side by side, Adam Wood and Joe Dinsmore get this race started. Adam Wood on the inside there gets a big jump and is able to hold the lead. But we see Blake Gordon back there making some moves. You know, he may not be in the chase, but he's not content with just hanging back and not trying to win a race. And Adam Wood running that Deadpool paint scheme that he's run for most of the season. And right behind him, Chris Piscini, who had fallen back briefly there to third, but Piscini is currently sitting in second, and we'll see if he'll be able to chase down our leader. He did just have the fastest lap of the race there, and caution is already out. It looks like one of our chase contenders, John Gordon, was involved. So we see John Gordon there in the 19. He just got loose on corner exit. I didn't see, there was no one around to make contact, just maybe got on throttle a little too early. So tough break for one of our chase contenders. So we are back up here with our leader, Adam Wood. You know, I would say that that start of the race there went about as well as anyone could ask for as a leader. You know, very quiet for him. You know, I'm hoping, guys, we'll have a good, quiet race for the remainder of this. And I see Justin Anderson left a comment. Great to hear your voice. I think he started doing this on every race now. Thanks, Justin. It's good to see you drive. And I know that you always watch the broadcast after. So honestly, I could probably just have a conversation with you the entire race, and you can send me your feedback after the race, after you watch it. So not a whole lot of shakeup in our field. You know, I'm looking at the guys who did move up a little bit. We got biggest movers right now are up 3 positions. We got several people that did that. William Klingbill is one. Josh Laston. Those guys are up to 17th and 19th respectively. Mike Burgess and Ross Gage also up some positions. So, but for the most part, field didn't change a whole lot. You know, we saw some guys take advantage of. It looks like Sean Carmody pitted. I did miss that. So not sure why he pitted. I'm going to assume he didn't have any sort of damage. So maybe some pit strategy coming into play here. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there. I'm actually, lights on pace car still on. I'm going to take a look to see if I can find what happened, because his pit lane, I wonder if maybe he had some technical difficulties. Let's take a look, see if we can find this replay of him. So left pits. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to him there. Maybe he had some technical problems. You know, we've seen him have problems before. And here he is peeling off on the pit road. Well, no, he stayed out. I'm not really sure what happened there, to be honest. But lights on the pace car are off, and the pace car is peeling off here. Leader controls the restart, and Adam is off, but man, Piscini looked like he was going to hold with him, but had a little bit of wheel spin there, and is now under attack by Joe Dinsmore, and Blake Gordon right there behind him as well. But Piscini gets a good run off that corner, holding the high line, and I think he'll be able to hold off Joe Dinsmore here by virtue of the fact that Blake Gordon is there on Joe's outside. So Piscini's able to hold on to second after a little bit of a scare there. But it's all Adam Wood right now. Dude's pulling away right now, and honestly making it look pretty easy. I swear, it's like he's had a bit of a resurgence recently. Has just been running really well. So yeah, and Adam Wood just said, I said earlier that Piscini had set the fastest lap of the race. Adam Wood just topped it, and actually just topped it again. Caution's out again. Let's see what happened here. Looks like Ed Springer involved, another chase contender. Nope, that is not who we want to focus on. Let's try that one more time. All right, Ed Springer in the 16. Nope, that... I am not sure why this is... Here we go, maybe. Oh, yeah, there's Ed Springer, and... Oh, looks like he bumped into the 82. Oh, that... I don't think he'll be driving that, folks. That was a pretty rough wreck. Good thing he landed on his wheels, though. That was very fortunate. He didn't have to take a tow there. Yeah, that's very unfortunate for him. Gonna try to take one more look here, see if I can see what happened. Yeah, just like he bumped into the 82, may have been a little low, and yeah. And then he spins, or flips a lot. And we had some guys enter pit road. We have John Gordon and Blake Zeedy currently on pit road, and we see Zeedy is coming out now. So again, maybe some pit strategy there. You're already running near the back of the field, so give something a shot. See what happens. But the story tonight so far has to be Adam Wood. This is a guy who I, have broadcasted with for some time now and have raced with, and I knew he was a good driver, but really it's just I feel like he's kind of come out of nowhere in the past few weeks. Has suddenly just shown a lot of speed, and we'll have to see. I mean, he led some laps Sunday night, and is leading some tonight. So let's see what he can do. I think at this point, it's hard to argue that Adam Wood's a favorite in this race tonight. But you have to look. Piscini and Blake Gordon and Joe Dinsmore have all looked really strong as well, as the lights on the pace car are off. We'll cut back to our blimp camera again. Get a good view of this start. And see if Adam can get a good jump. With these short tracks, you don't have as long a window of choosing when to go. And here he's off. Oh, Blake Gordon has some issues. Piscini had the restart he needed to have right there. Piscini looked like he was going to be able to put some pressure on the outside, but once again, Adam Wood on that corner entry just pulls away. But Piscini this time, more than any other restart we've seen, is holding with him. So we'll have to see perhaps if on a longer run, hopefully, maybe Piscini will have something for him as we see him close that gap drastically. I'm not sure if Adam had some issues there or if Piscini just had a full head of steam. And, Piscini's got to be careful how he does this because he's starting to get some pressure there from Blake Gordon. If he tries to make the pass and is unable to do it, then he might end up in a situation where he falls back in multiple positions, which it looks like that might be about to happen. Caution is out again. And we'll have to see if... Yep, and that was another chase driver, Nick Adams, involved. See if we can find out what happened to Nick. So Nick's just driving along. Just drove it in a little too hot. All right. Well, no incident there. That could have been a lot worse, but we'll hopefully get some green flag here, and I'm going to adjust this caution banner if I can find where to do it, so that it'll show the number of laps. So we can actually see the number of laps even though 'cause we're going to be in the caution a lot, I think. There we go. How about that? Okay. So we have 89 to go, and I'll tell you what, oh, we've got some issues on the backstretch. I'm not sure what just happened there, but it just showed a lot of drivers wrecked and going off track. Let me see if I can take a look. So it said Dan Witt here in the 99, Big Red. Oh, they checked up in front of him. He went off track. Oh, yeah, no wreck. Oh, yep, there's the wreck. There's the wreck. It's just a little bump. We're all good. Dan Witt's, I think, trying to get his wits back. Oh! That was pretty close there, too. But, you know, took some time off, so probably trying to catch the hang of things again. But hopefully we'll get some green flag here. You know, I think that this is a track that has the potential to have some really good racing. You know, we've seen it up here with the leaders with, you know, multiple grooves working, and I think we can definitely have a good race, but the guys in the back just need to calm down a little bit. Like, it's all right, guys. Just go out there, run your race, and let's get this thing done. And the lights on the pace car are off. And one thing I do want to point out, I'm a little surprised by. I do think there'll be more cautions, but let's say there aren't. There's a possibility that if some people had pitted on that cycle, they would have been able to make it to the end on fuel. And now tires may be an issue. I was talking to some people before the race, and they said they didn't think tires would be an issue, but on a 75-lap run, maybe. But still a little surprised that some of those guys at the back that maybe try to take it. But we're going to restart here again with Adam Wood leading the field, and he's off. Piscini had another pretty good jump, but not like he did the previous restart, and dives down there in front of Blake Gordon, and I think he's, you know, he's doing everything he can to hold Gordon off. And because, you know, I think at this point, Piscini feels like he is faster than Adam Wood, and the last thing you want to do is, you know, if Blake Gordon is as fast or faster than you, then you don't want to let him by, because you might not get another chance to get around him. So what Piscini's trying to do here is try to get around the 45 as quickly as possible and do it before the 13 can get around him. But, you know, we can see here, you know, even though that outside line does work, it is not the preferred line. As we see that inside line, it's definitely working. And I mean, yeah, I mean, I would have expected, you know, if the outside line was going to work, you'd have to be able to pinch someone down and hold off the momentum. And that's not working for Piscini right now. So, oh, we got some crash. Oh, caution's out. Another chase contender. That is Ross Gage. Let's take a look. So we got Ross there in the 80 car. I think he's got on the throttle too hard. We're seeing a lot of that tonight. Oh, that was very fortunate there for Nick Adams. Kind of clipping through Ross Gage's front end there. Oh, we got some drivers entering pit road. Blake Gordon, Justin Anderson, Joe Dinsmore, Dan Shirley, Justin Rodden, and Brandon Bernhardt have all entered. And I think this is them realizing they can make it on fuel. So we'll see. I mean, that might work out pretty well for them. I have to think, though, that if we keep having, you know, for this strategy to work, we need to have some green flag laps. If we keep having cautions, then, you know, the guys up front can just kind of put it off for a little while and then pit and have, you know, tire advantage. Even though tires haven't, you know, made a huge difference, I think this is a good strategy. I think, you know, especially with Blake Gordon, he saw he could not get around those guys in front of him, especially with these short stints. So go back there and get some fresh tires, fuel up. I love it. I mean, it's a solid strategy. We actually have a few other guys on pit road now as well. I think Teddy Weichel just entered. Kevin Haas is in, and yeah, so some strategy being played here. Hey, and if anybody's watching live, give me a shout out on the Facebook comments or YouTube or Twitch. Tell me who you want to see win. I'll give you a shout out on the air. And who's your winner pick for this race? Lights on the pace car are off, and it'll be peeling off here shortly. And as I said, the leader gets control of the restart. We'll see when he goes. A little bit later that time, I think. But Piscini right there with him. He's going to have to get down there on him if he wants any shot at this. Oh, he might be able to make this work. I think he might have come in a little too hot there, but he's able to pull the momentum off, and it looks like he's going to make this pass. But Adam Wood's still hanging there on the inside. Can Piscini complete the pass here? He looks clear. He is clear. Piscini, now our new leader. Chris Piscini, who has, missed a few races this year and also started late, but has had 2 wins. Very solid driver. So we'll see what he can do with the lead. See if he can, see if it's one of those things. Oh, caution's out. We're not going to see anything apparently, other than that yellow flag. So let's take a look at what happened. I'm sure you guys are getting tired of me saying this by now, but it's another chase contender, Timothy St. Jean. So Tim St. Jean there in the 6th, that Mountain Dew car. And just, I am not sure if he didn't realize that Josh Laston was under him. Let's take one more look at that. I want to take a look at the Blimp Cam. See if we can get a better look at this. So we're all good there. We're all good. Oh, that actually, Josh Laston may have been pushing that one a little bit. I don't know that he had that position at that point. So tough break there for Tim St. Jean. And we've got, looks like the rest of the field is pitted now. Our leader, Adam Wood, in, and he kind of forces the 77 up there. We'll see if he gets black flagged for that. Kind of a tight pit road exit. And actually, I said all the rest of the people pitted, but hey, Piscini is still out, and let's see who else we got out here. Chris Piscini's out. We got Derek Schilling, William Cleanbill, and Josh Laston. So honestly, I think, if you were not going to pit that last time, I think this is the right strategy. I think you wait a little bit longer. I don't think there's any advantage in pitting right after the guys that already pitted, because you'll end up behind them in the field, and then there's not really much of a tire differential. It's not like, your tires are much better than theirs. So personally, I would wait a little while and let them wear through their tires trying to get through the field. Then you pit later and get fresher tires, and maybe you can get through the field faster and have fresh tires to battle them at the end. So I will say one thing that's been nice about this race so far is that the cautions have gone by pretty quickly. Just due to the nature of how short the track is, and we're knocking these caution laps out. Even if we finish this whole thing under caution, it hasn't been too bad, honestly. So we've got a big shakeup in the front of the field, though. This can be interesting because these are guys that have not been up here to this point. So how are they going to do? I mean, I think it's a completely different thing driving. You kind of get used to the drivers you're around, and pace car peels off. We'll cut to our blimp view, and Piscini's off. Man, that is a great jump from Piscini, and that's another thing a lot of these guys haven't had is that, restart practice. They haven't been up here with the field and experienced what these guys are doing, and Piscini, no issues at all, just peeling away. Oh, caution is out. And I am not sure what that one is for. I have no idea. That one didn't say anything about... Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. Let's see if we can, see if we can track something down. Yeah, not sure on that one. That's it's a little puzzling. Not seeing anybody with any issues. Nobody entered pit road. Yeah, so not really sure on that one. Normally you can kind of look at the track map up there, and you see someone that's like suddenly slowed down, and we didn't have that. So also, I just realized, I apologize, the track map's actually showing positions. Let me get that adjusted for you guys and show car numbers. Something messed up there. All right, we got car numbers now. That should help. Saw some. Yeah, I honestly don't know what happened there. Mike Burgess entering pit road. He has some damage there, but I think that was damage he already had. All right. Well, it's kind of funny. These trucks don't really fit that well in these pit stalls, do they? All right. Well, let's see what happens here. We've almost reached the halfway point. Despite the cautions, we're moving at a pretty good pace here. So, yeah, let's see what happens. I'm thinking through like strategies that Piscini's probably thinking through, and there's a lot of strategies on the board. The last thing he wants to do, because we do have a pretty large field tonight, the last thing he wants to do is wait too long to pit and then not have time to get through the field. So pit timing is going to be important here. He wants to have enough of a gap that he's going to have a tire differential over the guys who have already pitted, but also not so late that he can't get up through the field. So it's a tricky balance. I honestly, I'm thinking he might pit around lap 60. That's kind of my estimate. So, and along with him, the other guys that stayed out with him, lap 60 is what I'm thinking. All right, and the lights on the pace car are off, and we are about to have another restart. Piscini went real early last time. Oh, he didn't do it this time. Yeah, so we saw Derek Schilling there was trying to take a guess at it, and guessed wrong, which happens. I've been there before, but man, look at Piscini again, just pulling away from the field. He is so fast right now, but look out. I mean, we got guys back there on fresher tires. Justin Anderson moving up through the field, up to fourth. Blake Gordon right there as well. So, yeah, those guys you would expect would be able to pass Piscini when they get there, but they've got to get there first. So it's, that's not necessarily straightforward. Sean Carmody has entered pit road again. Again, not sure if he's having technical difficulties or not, but that is a rough start for one of our race winners and chase contenders this season. So taking a look at lap times right now, Piscini is still significantly faster. The caution's out. Caution is out. Nick Adams. Oh. Yeah, that That one wasn't. Oh, that's awful. Our pole sitter of Adam Wood got caught up in that. Let's take one more look at that, focusing on the 30 and the 19 just behind him. I mean, Nick definitely checked up more than everybody else was, but you know, it's driver's responsibility behind you not to hit you. So, you know, I'm not sure why Nick checked up so early there, but that's man, that's two chase drivers right there caught up in that. So, actually 3 if you include Adam Wood. So 3 chase drivers involved. William Cleanbill also in pits, maybe just taking a scheduled pit stop. Man, that's rough. But while we got a break here, why don't we hear from one of our sponsors, Guitar Addict.
For 20 years, the Guitar Addict has been your home for used and vintage guitars in the Daytona Beach area and at GuitarAddict.com. The Guitar Addict is your home for used and vintage guitars. Whether you're looking for that collector's piece or that beginner piece, they've got you covered. With names like Fender, Gibson, Gretsch, Ibanez, Martin, Taylor, and much, much more, the Guitar Addict has all the guitars you need. And bass players, they haven't forgot about you. They've got all the top names. Amplifiers from Friedman, Victoria, Fender, Boss, and many, many more. They also have the largest selection of used pedals anywhere in the Southeast. The Guitar Addict, located 1672.5 Ridgewood Avenue, just north of Flomish in Holly Hill, Florida. Also, check us out online at GuitarAddict.com.
All right, and we are back. And just in time, we've lights on the pace car are off. We're going to be going green flag again here shortly. And apologize, folks. I keep forgetting to switch off the blimp camera. I really like it for the restarts. And actually, no, lights on the pace car are not off. They were. Well, I just got a Sean Carmody crash. Let's real quickly see if we can find out what happened there. See if there was a checkup or what. Yeah, I think he's just going slowly. Yep, not sure what happened there, but we'll go back live here. And as I was saying, the blimp view just gives such a good job, does a good job with the restarts, but I will try to remember to switch it back so you guys can see all these beautiful paint schemes. And pace car's off. Seeing he's off early again. He's playing games with Derek Schilling right now, and Schilling definitely held up Blake Gordon there, but you know, hey, that's racing. That's just how it goes. Schilling has as much of a right to that position as anybody else. We see Blake Gordon cutting to the inside. Caution's out again. Dan Witt. See if we can find out what happened. Yeah, that honestly seemed a lot like the situation earlier with Josh Laston and Tim St. Jean. I mean, that's close right there. I mean, I want to take one more look at that. You know, who's at fault there? Like, I mean, the 7, you know, did kind of. Yeah, that's tough. Short tracks are tough like this. Man, what a great job by David DeParis checking out there. So yeah, another caution. But this did not work out well for Piscini at all. This is not what he wanted to have happen. He has repeatedly pulled away from the field, and now he's got a guy and Justin Anderson on fresh tires direct behind him. So, or I should say directly was outside or probably inside. Well, no, he's been restarting on the inside, so he'll be on his outside. And Blake Gordon will be in that second row just behind him. So that's tough. I'm actually surprised. You know, my prediction of 60 laps. We actually did see some of those guys pit, but surprised that he didn't come in. They must be trying to work on some other type of strategy, but man, we'll see. I really hope we can finish this thing on the green. I really think that this has the potential to be a really good race. This is not a bad track to run on. Like, I mean, there are some tracks out there I would say are absolutely awful, and this is not one of them. I've never driven it in the trucks, but driven it in the street stocks. I think I've driven it maybe in the ARCA cars, but I definitely enjoy it, and I think it can produce good racing. We just settle down, guys. Like, you know, just let's get through this thing and let's have a good race here, because I want to see these strategies play out. You see Josh Laston with a little bit of damage on the back of his truck, and also still has that picture of me on the back of it. For the longest time, he said the only reason that picture was still on his truck was because he didn't have the PSD. But that's a new paint scheme, so I think he's just messing with me now. Cassini is off again. Oh, man, Justin Anderson had a bad start there. Piscini is just having the best restarts of anyone we've seen in the field tonight. Just timing his starts perfectly. But he's not having that kind of success he had earlier, pulling away. This is, you know, playing right into the hands of Justin Anderson, Blake Gordon. You know, their tires aren't going to be in too bad a shape, you know, even by the end of the race, because of all these caution laps. So I'm not sure what Piscini's strategy here is at this point. Maybe to try to hold them up as long as he can, make them, you know, burn through their tires a little bit, and then pit. I don't know. It took them, you know. Let's see here. When did they pit? Blake Gordon just set the fastest lap of the race as well, but they pitted at lap 29. So it took them about 30 laps to you know, almost 40 laps to get back through the field. I'm sure that Piscini and his teammates have a strategy here. I'm not really sure what it is. I would have pitted already. But look, he's holding his own right now. I honestly, you know, I'm looking at lap times. He is slower than the people behind him by just a little bit, but it's not drastic, honestly. And actually, he was just a hair faster than Justin Anderson that last lap and equal to Blake Gordon. So, you know, maybe if we can stay green, honestly, if we can stay green, there's a chance he might be able to make it on fuel. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, that would be stretching at 25 laps, but there have been a lot of caution laps. So maybe that's a strategy. Maybe his pitting strategy is to not pit. I wouldn't have expected that to be possible, but with as many cautions as we've had, maybe. And he actually was just quite a bit faster than Justin Anderson and Blake Gordon that time around. So, yeah, I mean, he's still got speed even on those older tires, which is surprising. I didn't. Oh, Josh Laston with issues. Caution is out. Take a look, see what happened to Josh. Nope, that is not correct. So Josh Laston in that 18 on the inside of Teddy Weichel. Oh, let's actually take a look at the blimp view on that, because I am not sure what happened there. It looked like maybe he came up. Maybe he just got on the throttle and on throttle up it just turned out on him. I'm not sure, but and I'm actually seeing it show a lot more crashes all of a sudden. I'm not sure if we had another incident. We did. Oh my goodness. Oh, and William Klingbeil as well. Oh man, that is a lot of drivers there. Let's take a look at. Man, that is a lot of people that just spun out. Yeah, Nick Adams gets into the back of William Klingbeil, and then the 80. Oh, guys. Well, Piscini did pit that time. So he is...
Well, I'm going to go ahead and come up here and join you because, you know what? Why not?
Yeah, why not? We saw you ruin things for your teammate there, so that's good. Just kidding, man. What happened to you there? Josh, you still there? Oh, I was apparently muted on Discord. So Josh, what happened there?
Got a little contact, and the beautiful glitches that iRacing has put you up on the wall, making it to where you have to tow. So you know what? I'm just gonna come hang out with you and call the rest of this race.
Yeah, let me see if I can share my screen here for you. If I can remember how to do it. Yeah, so it looked like when you got on the throttle, it perhaps turned out on you a little bit. Did you feel that in the car, or?
To be honest, I don't even know what happened there. It just kind of, you know what? It just happened. It's the best way to put it. And you know what? I'm here. I have a feeling that this is going to make it to where I will not be continuing in the chase this year. But you know what? The worst is done.
Well, so I have to ask you, because one of the big storylines there was Piscini not pitting and staying out that long. Don't want you giving away strategy, but what was the chatter like? Was there a discussion about when he was going to take a stop?
Honestly, what ended up happening was nothing more than once we hit the point in the race that, okay, I just caused a caution, it's your bed's already made.
Well, I'm going to stop you there for a second because we've got our leaders right now getting real close to one another. Blake Gordon and Justin Anderson going at it.
I was going to say, I'm trying to get everything back where I should be. And
well, caution!
Caution's out. And I do believe I warned you that that was going to be the story of the night.
Yeah, and that was one of the points to watch. Oh, that was Adam Wood again. Oh, he should have just never pitted.
Honestly, I kind of feel like that is the story with a lot of people tonight, is I didn't pit, Piscini didn't, well, all the closed circuit guys didn't pit because the joke is Chris Piscini maybe has lost 10% of his tires. And position is so important on this track that...
Well, we had seen that Piscini was able to hold with the guys even on fresher tires. How, with all the caution laps, how was fuel looking?
Well, that was the big question, were we going to make it on fuel? And definitely questions were being raised as we got that, okay, it was like 6-lap green flag run tonight, that honestly, that was the only hope that anyone had that didn't pit to really, that was going to screw everybody that didn't pit. Honestly, I thought to myself, and it looks like Mr. Piscini did the exact same thing, you know what? You have to pit if it wasn't going to be a caution every 3 laps.
Right. Well, and I mean, this is Piscini waiting so long now. I mean, has him in a pretty rough spot. I mean, he is, sitting in 17th right now. I honestly don't think he's going to have enough time to get through the field to get back up with these guys since the tires aren't, having much fall off.
Well, if we can somehow stay green, yeah, it will, actually. But as we saw Justin and Blake, who pitted early, it didn't take them long to get back up.
Well, it took them about 30 laps. It took them about 30 laps to get back up to the top of the field. I think what the best case Piscini could probably hope for is to, rather than having these constant cautions, have like a decent little run of like 10, 12 laps, get some positions back, and then have a caution come out, tighten the field back up, and give them another shot. But at this point, I mean, I have to say this is Blake's or Justin's to lose. But look, with the way they were racing each other on that last stint, I mean, they might lose it.
Well, and 5 Flags is not an easy track. It is definitely not meant for these vehicles, and it's a challenge in itself. Definitely those on the inside line are in trouble on these restarts if you can get enough laps to make the outside work, because it's faster out there.
Blake Gordon is off. I think he's actually the first guy I've seen choose the outside.
And that was actually the conversation we were having, and I don't understand why I couldn't convince Mr. Piscini to start taking the outside. It puts you on the racing line to start,
Yeah.
to where you aren't having to slide up, to where if you get that good start and get cleared, you're where you need to be to start.
Well,
anyway.
he was making it work, though. I mean, I think he was kind of hooking the bottom there right at the start of the pit entrance, and it was giving him a good launch. But right now, we're seeing Blake Gordon do what Chris Piscini was doing earlier. Maybe not quite as extreme, but he's pulling away a little bit here. Blake Gordon, a fair advantage over Justin Anderson in terms of lap times, and would be something here if the guy who has 11 wins on this season, but is not in the chase, comes away with another win here.
Well, and he's not in the chase for one single reason. It's because his work schedule is going to make it to where he's going to be hit or miss if he comes in.
Yeah, I was covering that earlier, but I think, he's look, I think it's an inevitability that he's going to win some races during this chase.
Well, definitely. He's in here to play spoiler, and I think it's going to be funny if somehow he does make it every Wednesday and then ultimately isn't in the chase. But apparently lessons were learned to where it isn't until the very back of the pack that we are seeing people running too wide. It's let's get into a rhythm, get ourselves up to where we can get some green flag running, and go from there.
Honestly, we've seen that a good portion of the night. I mean, the guys up front have been going single file relatively quickly. Almost all of our cautions have been coming from guys in the back half of the field, such as Josh Laston.
Yeah, well, and that's until you end up getting loose coming off of 4, which happened all too much in practice. But right now, Chris Piscini is making the outside line work, and he is looking to get himself back up into the top 10 at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's crazy fast right now, but I think it's too little too late. At this point, I feel like when Nick Adams falling back, I was about to say, right about now is when he needs a caution. I thought Nick Adams almost brought it out. But yeah,
one of those rare moments that Nick Adams didn't bring a caution
out. Despite his best efforts.
Well, he got loose coming out of turn 2, which normally it's 4. But no, it's right now we're just too deep into the race to where Chris Piscini unfortunately did not make the right call.
Yeah.
And we're seeing those Steel Horse guys make a serious fight for that second position.
Yeah, look at those guys. You got Justin Anderson, Dan Shirley, Joe Dinsmore, and Blake Zeedy right in between them. I think those guys are. Honestly, this is the first time I've gotten to move back in the field at all, because we focused on the restart and then a caution would come out. So good to get to move the camera around a little bit. We finally get a decent run here at the end of the race. Dan Shirley been quiet all night, but those are the kind of runs you need to have when you're sitting second in the standings. Get yourself advanced to the next round. No drama, no fuss. I think it's the right way to go.
Without a doubt. And right now, Blake is just tearing off to where he's nearly 2 seconds clear, as we've only got 3 to go. Yeah, this battle is the only thing worth watching, because these guys are going to definitely, as Chris Piscini, he is driving like a madman.
Yeah.
Yellow is out.
Nick Adams.
Hey, was it turn 4 this time?
Let's find out.
It's almost like we're clairvoyant.
Yeah, that's his third, I believe third incident of the night. One of those may not have been his fault, though.
No, the turn 4 here at Five Flags, it's so unbelievably bumpy to where if you were at the wrong position on the throttle, you are in trouble. Because the back end, it's going to pop up, you're going to lose traction, and with how much weight's at the back of these things, even with a light fuel load, it's going to send the back end around, and unless you are completely off the throttle when that happens, back end's flying around like we just saw with Nick.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen that a lot tonight. For the most part, the incidents have not been due to, hard racing or anything. We've seen a few dive bombs that cause incidents, but for the most part, it's been, just kind of someone losing it either on entry, but more commonly on exit.
And yeah, it's real easy to get yourself. You can drive it deeper into the corners, but in all honesty, Five Flags is a slow in, fast out kind of track. If you do not have the perfect positioning mid-corner, we've seen it. People are going to lose it coming out. You're going to bring out a caution, and it's a small track to where you're going to take a few people with you.
Yeah, well, we're going to have a green-white checkered here in just a little bit. At least it should be a green-white checkered. If it's not, then it's going to be real close. But
it definitely is.
Yeah, because the light's still on. Yeah, so, I think it's too late for Passini at this point, running in 10th. But let's talk about some of the other guys up here that, could have a shot. You look at Dan Shirley going to be lining up behind his teammate, Justin Anderson. You look at Blake Ziti lining up behind his teammate, Blake Gordon. These are guys here that, could potentially, haven't led a lap tonight, but could potentially steal a win here.
And shock of shocks, we get to see Blake Gordon and Justin Anderson battling it out for a win. It's almost like it happens nearly weekly.
Sometimes twice weekly.
Yeah.
And the lights are off, and Blake is off, but Blake did not have a huge jump, but Justin Anderson didn't have anything even resembling a jump. Ziti, it looked like might have been able to battle there on the outside, but Justin Anderson just too fast, and Blake Gordon pulling away. No challengers, really in range on our final lap here.
I was going to say, Andrew Burgess looked like he may have had a move for Dan Shirley as he gets a little squirrely, but yeah, we've got Blake Gordon going to take the win tonight.
As long as he can get through turn 4 here, Blake Gordon wins the first race of our AOLL Sportsman Series playoffs. Oh, that guy's wrecking all over the place back there. Not sure if they were just messing around or...
I didn't have time to turn the radio off to where it sounded like Ross Gage was apologizing pretty drastically there, but...
it looks like there's a few things going on. All right. All right, well, let's pull up our
Justin
results.
Anderson does the right thing and just goes ahead and just resets.
Yeah. All right, that is... the grid is not updated yet.
I got some results.
Oh, there it is. All right, in first, man, there are a lot of non-chase drivers up here. In first, Blake Gordon. Second is Justin Anderson. Third is Blake Ziti. Fourth, Andrew Burgess. Fifth, Dan Shirley. Sixth is Joe Dinsmore. Seventh, Brandon Bernhardt. Eighth, Kevin Moeller. Ninth, Brian McFerrin. And in 10th, Chris Passini.
All right, 11th we have Justin Rodden, 12th Kevin Haas, 13th Ed Springer, 14th Derek Schilling, 15th is Mike Burgess, 16th is William Klingbill, 17th Teddy Weichel, 18th is Timothy St. Jean, 19th is our pole sitter of Adam Wood, 20th is Dan Witt.
All right, and 21st, we have John Gordon. 22nd, Nick Adams. 23rd, Ross Gage. 24th, Sean Carmody. 25th, David DeParis. 26th, Josh Laston. 27th, David Naughton.
Not last, that's all I care about.
Well, how about we go ahead and pull in our race winner, who we get to talk to a lot.
Yeah, we do.
Hey, Blake, it's Josh and Carl in the booth. Get a copy?
Yeah, guys, what's going on tonight?
Man, what a run for you tonight. You know, you were kind of there in the early part of the race, but didn't really lead any laps. But at the end there, put yourself in position with pit strategy. How's it feel to get the win?
Man, pretty good. Practice was interesting. It took me a while to figure this track out. Bit of a challenging setup to drive. I mean, me, I would much rather drive a loose race car than a tight one. This one might have been a couple clicks too loose off of 4. So you had to be really gentle on the throttle. And it took me a long time to figure out the line. I haven't really raced here all that much, honestly. So in practice, once I figured out the line, I was like, okay, yeah, this is actually kind of fun. And then, in the race, early on, it was just trying to make up some ground on the bottom, but then, it's just like little sprints there, 2, 3, 4, 5 laps until the yellows came out. So it was really hard to make up any ground or get into any type of rhythm. And I knew based on prior short track races, you absolutely need to be in that first group to hit pit road. So I probably pit early, but it turned out to be the right move because I was like right up there with Justin as the first guys on new tires to move up through the field once everyone else pit. It was really hard to make up a lot of ground tonight. I think even Passini had a bit of a tough time making up a lot of ground there at the end. Looks like he only came back to like 10th. So we were a little surprised when he pit, but yeah, it took the lead at basically the right time. It was nice to see a green flag run once I got up there. So when we had green flag laps, they were a blast. Had some really great racing with Justin. As always, I can count on some really great racecraft from him when we're racing up at the front. So nothing to worry about there with him. Just had a blast tonight.
No, it was definitely an interesting setup that took a little bit of time to figure out, but it's a bumpy track, and it seemed like if you hit the wrong bump at the wrong time, you were going to lose it.
Oh, you mean like turn 1 every single lap? I was over that freaking bump every single lap, and it was really hurting me. It was just really difficult to, figure out how to get into that corner correctly. Plus, I mean, there's like hardly any lights in the corner too, so I could hardly see where I was going tonight.
Yeah, we made some jokes in the team chat that we should have just made black trucks to make it to where no one could see us, to where we could just complain about everyone hitting us in the corners.
That might have worked, but, I think Nick would have been plowed as many times as he was sideways tonight, so it's good he was bright.
Well, and, I mean, it's a standard Nick race. If the last caution, we called it. It was turn 4. It's always turn 4.
I was a little disappointed when I came around and saw him sideways with 2 to go. I was like, come on, let's just finish this out. I had a pretty good lead at that point. So, restarts are always tricky. You never really know what guys are going to do. So the less restarts, the better. But somehow that second restart, when I got by Justin, the outside was like great. And I was able to roll up to his outside. I'm not sure if he had wheel spin, a slow shift or what, but I thought he was gone, and then I rolled right back up on his outside and then just was dancing on the gas and the brake pedal to keep the truck in line on his outside. And then, it was a fun battle, and then was able to get by him, and finally a caution while I was side by side went my way with him tonight. So, yeah, that was fun. But it's a fun track. I wish we had a little bit of a longer race, but that was great.
Well, I've got to ask you, talking about the restarts there, if I'm not mistaken, you were the only person to choose to take the outside, and you touched on that a little bit, but like, what was this, was that just something you had realized in practice that you wanted to do the outside, or was it something you picked up during the race?
During the race, I had a restart on the bottom where after a little bit of a green flag run, when I would get in the throttle, it would just wheel spin in second. So I'm like, okay, if I can just kind of roll into it in third, from the top, the guy on the bottom is going to be at a disadvantage. Plus, how I was able to roll up by Justin and kind of make the outside work and, work that middle groove and kind of pinch him down a little bit. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to give someone else an opportunity to do that to me. I felt pretty comfortable making the top work, and sure enough, it did. So again, glad we have that now, because that's going to come into key at tracks like this where the outside seems to work out great. So, but yeah, I mean, in practice, I was just more worried about not spinning in 4 and figuring out where those freaking bumps were in 1. I wasn't even thinking about restarts at that point, because you have to get to the lead first, and I was pretty slow for a while. So.
No, you blew past me before I ended up glitching onto a wall.
I heard about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it happens.
I think you guys were all like on older tires, and it was fun rolling the top and making it work up there. It got a little dicey at one point, but then yellow came out, kind of saved us, and yeah, we got to re-rack and go try it again. So yeah, fun race tonight for sure.
Yeah, it honestly, there was a lot of questions about why we were running 5 flags. I honestly think it's an absolute blast of a track to run, no matter the car. But
yeah,
I mean, denying that the trucks weren't.
Short tracks are fun, running side by side with people, making moves. It's like pretty much nonstop action. I mean, there's a couple of short tracks that are like single file, snooze fest, like Nashville Fairgrounds. Like that's really hard to, make any type of pass at all, because the bottom coming off the corners like doesn't work out. But I would love to take these things like Hickory now that that's on here. I think that would be a fun race. Yeah, I love short tracks, so of course I'm going to say that. But yeah, the more the merrier.
Well, hey, before we let you go, I wanted to just quickly ask, what happened to your teammate, Sean Carmody? We saw him just kind of randomly pit. Do you know what happened there?
At the start of the race, like when he glitched out?
Did he glitch out?
Yeah, well, he was having some wheel issues. He apparently pinched a wire on his Fanatec wheel hub, switching the rim out. So when he did that, apparently like his stuff would just like glitch out, and he lost all of his gears and everything, and it's always something. So we're hoping for a couple of weeks he can have no technical difficulties, because he was fast tonight when he eventually got back on the lead lap.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hey, good win for you tonight, playing a spoiler for the guys in the chase, and we'll, I imagine, have a decent chance of talking to you next week.
If I'm here to be able to race next week, yeah, I think so. It's just whatever my schedule at work looks like, because now I'm going to be working some more nights. So I'm not even sure about Monday nights for fuel, but we'll see. Hopefully I am able to race, and hopefully I'll be chatting with you guys again next week.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Blake.
Yep. Yeah, thank you guys for doing the broadcast as always, and chat with you guys later.
All right, and that was our winner, Blake Gordon. How about we bring up Mr. Justin Anderson? Hey, Justin, it's Josh and Carl in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Carl, it's good to hear your voice. Hey,
I've heard that it's good to hear my voice.
How y'all doing?
I'm splendid. How are you doing?
I didn't enjoy running 54 laps under caution. That was really disappointing, but at least I had about 4 minutes of green flag running with Blake and with Chris Passini before that. So that actually was a lot of fun. It's a neat little track. It's like if North Wilkesboro and Richmond have a baby, it kind of drives that way. And it was fun to drive, so it was just really disappointing how little we actually got to drive it.
Yeah, well, I got to ask you about that. I believe it was the final restart. You didn't get a very good jump at all on that inside. Did you spin your tires there, or just mistimed it?
So yeah, I would have restarted on the outside if I thought about it. So coming off of turn 4, there were a lot of self spins in practice and everything because of the way the track is, and so it happened to be right at my shift point from second to third, or third to fourth. It was right at a shift point, and so when I hit the gas, I had to lift, or not lift. I breathed the throttle so that I didn't crash and wreck the entire field. So that was the issue. It was just poor lane choice and then a poor shift after that.
I would have appreciated had you taken out the entire field. I may have not finished second to last tonight.
I was disappointed with that because you were running well in practice. Like, that was tough to see. I do want to shout out to Hanner if he's still watching, because he actually gave Blake and I a shout out in race chat. I guess he was spotting for Passini. So, hey, Hanner, how's it going?
I had to laugh at that when he sent it, and I was the only one who noticed it, and I was just like, really?
No, you weren't.
Shout out a single person on your team that you're literally talking to and giving pointers.
It was hysterical. That made me laugh a lot. So thanks for the laugh, Hanner. I did appreciate that.
So, I want to talk a little bit about that side-by-side battle you and Blake had. At that point of the race, if you guys had stayed side by side, and it wasn't for like the final restart, do you think you had more speed than Blake at that point?
No, I really didn't. Okay, and there are a couple things. I could have pushed harder than I was racing, but knowing that Blake Gordon and Blake Ziti, neither of them are in the chase, so it became a thought process, and I think I mentioned this last week, where at least for me, the car was really snappy off of turn 4. The truck was really snappy off of turn 4. And with how difficult it was to pass, a mistake would have cost a lot more than attempting to win the race would have paid off. Like, it wasn't worth the risk. So no, I don't think I did, but I didn't even try.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
honestly, that's probably the right mentality, because in all honesty, you got to make it through to the next round to compete, and honestly, finishing 26th is not going to really make it very easy to make it to the round of 12.
Well, then if you just win at iRacing Super Speedway, you're guaranteed.
Well, maybe I'll have a Chris Bassini push me to a win like he did to Nick Adams.
My PayPal is available, so maybe if you pay me, I'll push you.
I got $5.
10-4.
Well, hey, Justin, a good run for me tonight. As you mentioned, iRacing Super Speedway next week, so looking forward to seeing you run there. See if we can get you a win next week.
Thanks for the broadcast, guys. Appreciate it. Can't wait to go back and watch.
Yep, sounds good. Thanks, Justin.
Have a good one.
All right, and how about let's go ahead and bring up Mr. Blake Ziti. Hey, Ziti, it's Josh and Carl in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir. What's up, guys?
Hey, man, I don't get to talk to you a ton because we're usually racing against each other, but really solid.
Usually after the race, right?
Just usually after the race, yeah. Really solid third place run tonight, man. How was your race tonight?
The race is good, man. I just, again, kind of just, when I got up there, I asked my team, like, hey, do you think I should go in at some point, get tires? And they're like, no way. John was like, stay out. He's kind of got, he was being stern. He's like, stay out. And I'm like, are you sure, man? It's like 40 more laps to go here. And he's like, no, stay out. So I listened to the team, and it worked out in my favor for sure. I was able to keep pace at least enough to hold that inside line. And a few times there was, Joe made a run on me. Me and Josh had a couple of good, battles there. But overall, man, the racing was awesome. I had a lot of fun.
When we could race.
Right. When it was green flag, correct. But I guess that's something that we know is going to happen on these short tracks, unfortunately. So
I wanted to ask you about, restarting behind your teammate there on that final restart. You were behind your teammate, and we had Dan Shirley behind Justin Anderson. Chase guys on the inside, not in the chase guys on the outside. Were you concerned at all, like racing around those guys that were in the chase? Like, I need to be really careful, or were you just going out there and running your race?
Yeah, to be honest, man, now that you said it, I didn't even put too much thought into it. Which I really should consider that next time racing. But, I'm out there racing one race at a time. For me, it was position on the track. And maybe that's why these guys let off a little bit, because they knew I wasn't really in contention. But, yeah, I wasn't really thinking about it, to be honest. And now that you said it, I feel a little bad that I wasn't.
Yeah, don't worry too much about it. You're still out there having fun, and a third place is nothing to scoff at in the Sportsman Series, because you're running with everyone, and a podium with this group is still just a great accomplishment.
Yeah, I'm happy with it, man.
A podium's certainly better than finishing 26th.
I think glitches in iRacing.
Oh, man, would you get in some trouble at the end there, Josh?
I ended up tagging someone coming out of 4, shot me to the inside wall, and I ended up getting thrown into the air and beached on the inside wall.
Oh, man, that's unfortunate. You had a good race running.
So, yeah, I just decided, you know what? It's more fun to sit here with Carl than it is to wait 3 minutes to tow a whole 50 feet.
Oh man, I know the feeling, brother.
Well-
I know, we've all been there.
Here's the question, though. If it had been only a 2-minute tow, would it have been more fun to be up here with me?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I feel very like it's a compliment. But hey, man, ZD, good run for me tonight, man. Just wanted to get a moment here for some of your thoughts, and we'll see if we can talk to you next week. And I'm sure I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Absolutely, guys. Hey, I appreciate you. Have a good night.
Thanks, Blake.
All right, bye.
All right. Well, that will wrap up our broadcast. But before we leave, let me run through some of the other exciting action we've got going on the GFM network. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m., the AOLL TNT series is at Bristol. Friday night at 8 p.m., the GFM podcast. Join us for a few drinks while we talk to some of your favorite drivers from all the leagues that we cover. Should be a lot of fun. Sunday night at 8 p.m., Josh and I will be on the call. It's the AOLL Cup Series at Vegas. It's the first race of the round of 12 in the chase for the Cup. Monday night at 9 p.m., it's the Jeff Hill Trailer Sales Fuel Premier Series at the Red Bull Ring. Adam will be on the call for that. Maybe Larry? We'll have to see.
If not, it's going to be me.
Well, we'll figure that out. Tuesday night, 8 p.m., join Nick and Randy in the booth for the IVRL Butt Kicker Series at Vegas, and that is their first race of the round of 12 for their playoffs. And then Wednesday at 8 p.m., I'll be back here with you covering the AOLL Sportsman Series at iRacing Superspeedway. So, on behalf of myself and Josh Laston here with me and the entire GFM crew, I want to say so long and thanks for watching.